Hello. Seems like I am on. Nice. Okay. Alright, well, 3, 2, 1, and go. So this is Battle Chef Brigade. In a world where everything was destroyed by monsters, a group got together and decided to kill them and cook them. We follow Mina, a girl you're about to see in a second, and how she tries to become one of the Brigaders. It's match 3, but as you'll see in a second, you have to go out and actually collect your food items. So what I'm doing here, it's basically the tutorial teaching you how to play the game. And I've got to do this whole tasks in her hometown. There are 3 different colours of gems: fire, earth and water. And then there are 3 different levels of gems, 1, 2 and 3 obviously. We can get some good RNG here because monsters can drop more than one thing, and of course that saves time having to actually kill another thing. You get items in the game, which can alter your loadout and everything. Yeah, basically, in Mortal Kombat. But with cooking. So now we're actually going into Brigade Town. And bear in mind, these text boxes, you press A to go through them, so I'm just mashing A really fast. And that's what's going on. Sorry if you can hear bad mashing. To get money in the game, to buy our items, we have to do these minigames, which you'll see in a second. There's a puzzle minigame, there is a hunting minigame where you go kill monsters, and then there are also a match game, which you'll see in a sec. So this is what an actual battle is like. We'll be doing several of these throughout the run. There'll be a specific thing we have to kill in order to not lose half of our points, and there'll be a particular colour that we need to achieve. So here we have to kill these Kahara things, and we also need this to be green. Now we don't need these things to happen, but if we don't include the theme ingredient, it'll halve our points, and if we do make it the colour of choice, it will give us a bonus 50 points. So in terms of scoring, here's the big segment here, where we compare our dishes. He's created this amazing bread dish, whatever it is, and we've got a bunch of stomachs and such.
Yuck.
Throughout the run, we know about what score the opponents will get.
Alright.
So it's manipulating what score we'll get in order to get that. Thanks.
Well, we chefs tomorrow.
So there are 6 chapters in the game. That's the first one, basically the tutorial chapter. Here's where it gets a little bit more involved, but, well, we'll be showing off the minigames, all the such. So here's the puzzle minigames, where we meet Belkiel. Alright, that was actually a really nice puzzle time. Did that really pretty fast. Next, going on to the hunts. So this is teaching simple combat attacks again. Teaching you how to first uppercut, and then stomp. And lastly, dodging. There's a little bit of a delay with the text boxes, so you have to have no inputs for the text boxes to actually trigger. So there's that. Knowing when to actually stop. And the last one, which is Restaurant Rush, which is probably the hardest. And I'll probably be quiet for a second to actually focus on this, because it's a little bit difficult. To be able to do all these in time, because we need to actually match a certain amount of these to get enough money.
Good.
Absolutely wonderful. Perfect.
All of these have
Thank you.
preset patterns
Oh,
that
thank you, dear.
I'm sort of used to, but you know, you have to observe what's on the board
Ooh, delicious.
and try to think of the best and fastest way to actually make it happen. There we go, that was a rough one.
Thanks. Looks good.
Ouch. There we go.
Surprisingly good.
I can't wait. Oh, excellent.
Now you get about 1 coin for every additional dish you do, and then 15 to start off with,
Oh, nice.
and I need to get around 42.
Thank you.
So this is one of the major sections I actually struggle with when starting the run, but there are backup strats, of course, if I don't get enough.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, thanks.
Perfectly delicious.
Thanks. Oh, that looks
Alright,
great.
that's about all we can do.
Thanks.
So, 42, that's exactly the average. So now we're going to buy some items to make matching and generally beating the actual things faster. Oops. It's not hard to miss an input in this game and accidentally sell a thing back.
Weakling.
So what we picked up there was the fire pan. So instead of matching 3s with fire gems, it will match 2s instead.
Mina! Shit!
So here's something neat in the first zone. So we have the theme ingredient is Baron, but we don't actually need to get the Baron to actually beat the target score of my opponents. All we need to do is throw these things in here. So we also bought these starter ingredients. So it's basically 8 of each ingredient laid out in different patterns. And we basically abuse that to get fast points. Since in each of the pans, which there are fire, water and earth pans, it'll give us 2 level 3 gems. A level 1 gem is 1 point, level 2 gem is 5 points, and level 3 gems are 25 points. So you can see how it'd be good to get a level 3 gem.
All right.
And it is slightly faster to jump, but there's a problem where you can accidentally, you know, hit someone else and start talking to them. which can be bad sometimes. So now it's going to introduce to you the practice kitchen, where you can go into the one of the zones and practice cooking your dishes, which we will never go to again. And to get some more money, we'll actually be doing another
Very much appreciated.
one of
Thank you
these
so much.
rushes.
Oh, well, thank you, dearie.
Oof, this is a rough one. There we go. They do get harder later on, but luckily we don't have to do too many more of these.
Oh, that looks good.
Perfectly delicious.
This looks delicious.
Oh.
I'm so excited.
Oh, I love it.
That was bad.
Oh, wow, that looks great.
Delicious.
There we go.
Thank you.
This looks so good.
Thank you.
Oh, nice.
Choice.
Thank you. Looks good.
All right.
Okay, so this is the harder
Thank
one you can
you.
get, but that was pretty simple solving it that time.
Thanks.
I can't wait. Thanks.
Oh, it's blue. Darn it.
Oh, that looks great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, this looks wonderful.
Surprisingly good.
Nice.
Delicious.
Well, that was quite simple.
Perfect.
Red and green. There we go. Okay, so let's see how we did to this. Yeah, this game is also out on the Switch. Oh, 50, that's a lot. Switch and PC currently. Yeah, I think it's just those two. So now we also
Let
bought
us
the green
begin.
pan, which let us match 2 greens instead of 3s. But it'll only match either the greens or reds in those pans, so that's the drawback.
Mina. Kieran.
So here we can get a bit of luck, since in the chest, there will be a chest in the map, and in the map chest there can be a certain sort of die. It can either be red, green, or blue, obviously, but we want it to be blue in this case, or else we'll have to do a backup strat, which is 10 to 20 seconds slower. And hey, we got it. Good luck. So what happened there, we were going, the theme ingredient was dragon, but it's really slow to kill a dragon. So instead, we took half points.
Exceptional.
We took half points and lost 50 points. But you see, they're only getting about 78.
Lovely.
So, plus an additional 50 points from getting the blue theme ingredient, flavor bonus, gives us 100. Nice. As a reference, we're currently about 28.3 seconds ahead of average. This run sort of revolves around going through each day, fighting the opponent of that day. In the most optimal way.
Fine.
Later on into the game, we'll get these books called Expertise. And the estimate is slightly above average.
Mina.
It's likely that I'll finish My predicted
Seizure.
time currently is 1 hour 26 minutes. Yeah, so expertise books. It means if you fill in a certain criteria, you'll get bonus points. So we'll pick up one later called vegetarian, which means if we only use vegetables and no monster parts in our dish, we'll get a bonus 75 points. Well, it can be less than 75 points, as depending on how many ingredients you put in. If you put 4 and above ingredients in, you'll get 75
My
points, 60 for 3
congratulations.
ingredients, 45 for 2 ingredients, and 15 for 1 ingredient. So here we're just
Quite
abusing
delicious.
getting the flavor bonuses and our starting equipment.
Expertly crafted.
There can be up to 3 judges, which we will see a bit later. This actually might be a gold split. Yeah, that was a gold split by 4.2 seconds. That was really nice. So we just picked up the stoic pan there. From fighting each person, we do get a specific item. Not many of them are useful, but his actually is. It's the stoic pan, which we will equip in a minute. The stoic pan basically lets you match 4 gems instead, but it'll instantly go from level 1 to level 4, level 3. Oh, by the way, those two are in love. The Caesar and Pontalita. And because she had such a good day, all these dishes will be super simple to actually match.
Absolutely wonderful. Delicious.
And also it's a shorter amount of time, so
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, dearie.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, nice.
Oh, this
Oops.
is perfect.
there we go.
Thank you. I
Most of the time, if you have the two
Very much appreciated.
in your cursor, you can sort of just mash a direction and it'll work eventually.
Delicious.
But if you can pay attention further, you can speed that up a little bit.
Alright.
Perfect.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. This looks so good. Oh, thank you, dearie.
Ah, got it.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh well, I missed that one. Okay, and I don't have to do backup strats for not getting enough. And remember to change over to the stone pan.
Let's do this.
Yeah. There are times where I've forgotten to change over to the stoic pan and have to back out and back in and everything.
Amina. Crash.
So this time it's wind fruit. Now I'm going to try to skip a cycle because wind fruit are basically kept and blossomed, and they release only when the wind is blowing. So using some clever movement here, we can get to them a little bit faster. And that our character Mina has a backstab ability, which basically teleports behind the target. We abuse that to do some movement tech. There isn't much of that, but that's always a nice one there.
Disgraceful.
So here we'll get 116 scores from getting the
Exceptional.
theme ingredient bonuses and just having 66 starting, which should beat their score of about
How
170
disappointing.
odd. Yeah, 100%.
Positively superb.
Yeah!
Nice. That was actually also a goal split. So now we have some drama because one of the rules in Brigade Town is that we're not allowed to use our weapons actually in the town. To Shiv there looked like they were going to attack Kirin, the one that left. So we threw our dagger at Shiv to try to protect Kirin. In doing that, we broke the rules. We got expelled basically. So we're getting sent back home now. And Mina, our main character, is a little bit depressed. Cutting potatoes. There aren't too many strategies to this section other than just hope they'll drop more than one thing rather than two. But there are small things like trying not to get the birds eaten by the plants. Because, of course, the plants drop one thing each.
Thank you.
Like that. Yeah, okay. Sorry, focusing to try to get this right.
Oh, this is so good.
Very
There we
much
go.
appreciated.
Green in the middle.
Surprisingly
There we go.
good.
Oh, this is a difficult one. More of a difficult one. There we go. So just doing puzzles under time. By the way, Simon, the person we talk in the fields with, best boy.
Curious.
So now, some corruption is spreading into the world. You see the purpley glow onto some of the ingredients of some of the monsters. Something's happening with all the monsters creating poisons and cracked gems to appear, and this is the section where it shows and explains that. So, with cracked gems, they break after 3 hits. But they'll be fine if you match them. And then there's also poison, which if you match 3 in a row, which I'm about to do here, that one, it will upgrade the gem that's currently in its place. Mina is sending letters over to the central, trying to figure out what happens. And eventually, spoilers, they're going to let us back in because they need more help in order to fight this epidemic that's happening. And just one more thing. Sweet. Okay. So unfortunately this is another restaurant rush, but we don't actually need to do anything in this restaurant rush since it's not giving us any money, we can't skip it, so it's basically a segment where we don't actually need to do anything. And yeah, there's nothing really, but you know, appreciate the art. Do you see the precious flowers in those bushes? The trees there? You know, the flowers growing on the shelving, the art in the foreground, the background, the picture that's totally his father, her father, which is totally Fork, which is a character you'll meet later.
I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, see, same. And all these people will make time-based sayings. The only small little thing I can actually do here is, in a minute when our family calls us over, we'll end up standing in this exact spot. And so, just so we don't have the animation of running over there, already standing in this spot, so...
Oh, I forgot to tell you two.
Finish up that Karana pancake dish for me, would you?
Dad said the other restaurants are doing better with their ingredients since we did our demonstration for them.
2 century egg appetizers, Mina.
But the pickings are slim. We need to avoid the purple splotched meats for now. People are still getting sick from it. So, looks like we'll be limited on our ingredients till we figure things out.
So that was some of the nice voice acting. We don't hear a lot of it because we do skip past most of it, but most text boxes have actually got dialogue and voice acting. There's only one other segment where we have to do this in the run, but... Nine, 8, 7... So, this isn't likely to be a best segment, but... it's likely to be within average for this segment. So this is her finding out the news, her family scolding her at first and then saying she can go, giving us the magnificent combo plan. And that's that. So next, going back into the town, being happy we're back. And now we're going off to meet our new friends. It's kind of annoying, we go all the way to the arena, to the practice area to meet with people. And then we have to go all the way back. So now we're just going back again. I don't know why they didn't decide just to meet in town, like, psh. And then we have to go to this briefing of the Brigade announcing what's actually going on. So there's Carmen up there, and he's saying they'll be divided into several teams. We're in C team since we had to be called back. So here's C team over in the practice arena. They're having a practice match, displaying all the different things. I'm going to focus on this. That one was pretty smooth. So with that we have to juggle our ingredients a little bit, putting one green into each. And I find it's really quite beautiful, that segment, because it's really nice little management.
Such skill!
So we don't actually have a theme ingredient this time, since they just want something that was sort of just something out there, see what it's like. And we're getting the bonuses for each of the dishes. So we're getting 125 points for each, giving a total of 250. So there are also other minuses and negatives in the game. If you don't give in the dish in time, it'll give you a minus 20 points. If you have poison in your dish, it'll give you a minus 20 points. All those sort of things. Nice. On good pace. So we cut him off in line once, and so he's angry at us, the guy that showed up to the left there. That's the whole story there. He'll show up in a bit. Ziggy meeting us in the night. He thinks something suspicious is going on. And he wants us to battle with him later. That was a mistake. Did not mean to go into that job. I meant to go to this one. So we don't need much more money in this game, we just need 50 more. And that's us changing up to the vegetarian
Your
bonus.
funeral?
So now, every time we include a dish that only uses vegetables, we'll get a bonus 75 points and such. And it'll be useful straight away. Oh, that's a little glitch where our characters don't appear for this. They'll appear back in a second. Don't worry about it. A small little bug. Nice. So this time we're ignoring the flavor bonus and just getting our 75-point bonus instead with only using vegetables. Now, there is some exceptions to the rule of only using vegetables, like we are actually able to use whatever the theme ingredient is. So if you see me putting some meat into the vegetarian dish, don't worry, it's still vegetarian, totally, don't worry.
All right.
Nice. Basically just saying, we are great, keep on doing what you're doing. People meeting us at night. Her saying, I hope you're not doing anything suspicious at night. So this is a little puzzle minigame to explain to you the ideas of the combo plan, which we will be using later. So basically, for each match we do, in consecutive fashion, it'll build up this combo meter, and then it'll have certain slots where it'll upgrade.
I graciously
And if
accept.
you back out of the dish early, it'll upgrade those spots early, while having to have the timer run down on it. So we abuse that to make things fast.
Dude, Mina!
This is our first time in the caverns.
Right,
It's
so-
probably the most overpowered area, but we don't go to it too much, apart from like the
This-
final battles. So Cragmore are the annoying crabs of the world. Hate them. That was nice cooperation from the other thing down there. Waiting for that to go through, just for safety. Okay, so here we're getting to the section where it's actually a bit more dangerous. And we do have to be careful about what we do in our dishes to
Outstanding.
make sure we get past their point score.
Excellent.
So 50 from being green and blue, 75 from the getting vegetarian.
Positively superb.
Now, in the next section, we
How
go back to the puzzle area. And if you've been doing all the puzzles, you'd actually find out that you're helping him trying to create this perfect sauce called ambrosia to,
All right.
you know, make all the dishes magnificent. And during the next little section, he perfects it, and if we've helped him along with the, if we helped him doing the dishes, then he will actually give it to us, but we don't do all those dishes, so we're not going to get it. So Simon met us there, and he gave us a little trinket, which basically let us hold more things in our inventory. There we go. So now we've got 70. In the next day, after we do the next fight, we should be able to buy the last expertise that we do, which is the speed expertise, funnily enough. We never used to pick it up earlier on in the run, but we've managed to route in to actually save time. Yeah, look how better this one is. Okay, so actually equipping these items. In the last fight, we got this potion which increased our mana count, so we can do more of those tornado things I've been shooting out, just so we can do a bit more damage. So here we're actually praying for some good RNG.
Wise.
We want red dye, so we can match the person on the right's flavor bonus. That's what we're hoping for here. So do these things as usual. And we didn't get it, so just a backup strat here instead. One, two. And actually pick up those little bits there, just for safety, because I don't want to mess this one up. So putting in one of you, then in the fire. So giving you to you. So this will lose time here, but I'm playing it incredibly safe, essentially. So we should actually skyrocket past my opponent's score. If we actually pay attention to it.
Wowee!
So 190 versus their
My gratitude.
198, but here's our actual good dish. Usually their dishes will balance out, so
Excellent.
there'll be sort of an equal of each of them. So yeah, we destroyed their... we got 468. Compared to their just under 400. Yeah, so that was about 22 seconds time loss, but happens. So we snuck into their base and found out something secret about them and stuff's happening. We're figuring out who's actually causing this poison crisis. So speed expertise to master that, and just from this old little man here we get an Orchid Blossom. And remember to actually equip the stuff.
Your funeral.
So the Orchid Blossom will upgrade 1 gem in one of the vegetable dishes. So we use that to improve our score, obviously.
Mina! Ziggy!
2 lantern fruit, 2 gourds, and 1 something else, along with 2 lupia pieces are our ingredient. So the speed expertise means we have to create a dish that's at least 50 points by about a minute into the match. Actually, remember to pick up this as well. Oh, we picked up 3 lupia pieces. That's cool. They usually drop 2 pieces, but it can be luck that they drop 3 instead. So this goes to 1, this goes to another, and this goes to the last one. Nice. So abusing that, we actually get 2 75-point bonuses here. Basically boosts our score up a huge amount.
Scrumptious.
Now, if everything happens correctly, I should have calculated this correctly. So 50 from being blue, 75 from being that, and 60 from being vegetarian and only using 3 pieces.
Not too shabby.
Hey, yeah, exactly. I'm so fast. 75 and then 75 and 60, yeah. I think the point score I need to get here is actually only around 450 anyway, so we've completely smashed that.
How disappointing.
Yeah!
Yeah, we've almost 100 death point score, so I'm glad that went well. So next is like a giant boss fight in this game, where we have to fight 3 battles consecutively. And actually, the ingredients that we pick up carry over to the next fight if we don't use them, save having to reset and such. So remember that dragon we mentioned earlier and how it was hard to kill? In this one we actually have to kill it.
Mina!
And we have to do that and get a few other things and match it all to get a dish that's about 50 points in under a minute.
Spoon!
So yeah, good thing I'm a speedrunner and not playing this game casually. But this is actually a really good on-pace run right now. So here's the dragon. And there goes the dragon. leave that to cook while we pick up our other stuff. So we need 2 of those. We need 3 of these. And another one of those. That one. That for safety. And done. Not, yeah. And we're keeping those ingredients that we picked up, saving them for the last of the 3 fights.
Delicious.
So 50, 75, and then another 75.
Woohoo!
Nice, that was actually a goal. And I've got to remember to change this over to the combo pan here. Glad I remembered. So, there are some strats here, but I'm gonna actually do some backup strats. Just because it's not for definite fact. Okay, that was bad. I missed the cycle. But yeah, it's not definite that what I was going to do would actually beat the score. So I'm just going to do some backup strats, of course, to make sure I do. Alright. So the backup strat is literally just to kill this Amarok thing, which can do some funny things sometimes. So shove that in there, and shove you in here, and you in there. Doesn't matter who I give what to, as no flavor bonus is met. And that should be good.
Lovely. Exceptional.
Nice.
Oh, that's the best.
462. That's actually a really high
my
score.
mouth says
The
yes,
backup
but
strat
my
wouldn't have
waistline-
actually. Yeah, the original strat wouldn't have actually passed that there, because they actually got a really high score. So I'm glad I did that. Feels good. Next is the final fight.
Awesome.
2, 3. And remember to swap these over.
Cool.
And we're good. Okay. Annoying crowds are annoying. Alright, so one
That's
additional
it.
dish there, one there. So you're blue, you get given to you. That was incorrect. And just to check, that is right, because that is a rainbow dish, right? Yeah. Sorry, having a heart attack there.
Top tier.
Okay, so let's see what sort of scores they're gonna get. 160.
Truly commendable.
That's 150, that's predicted.
Outstanding.
200s, okay.
Marvelous.
So that's also a rainbow dish. So 50 from rainbow, 75, and then 75. Okay, good.
Yes, good.
Okay,
I approve.
we should beat that. Beautifully.
Woohoo!
See, I almost beat a score by 100, I didn't have to worry. Nice. Okay, so this is where the run changes slightly, and we take control of a different character. As that's majority of Mina's story right there. She passed the Brigadier exam, and now she'll be a Brigader. So now we follow Thrash. He's the one we met at the very beginning and we fought one time ago. So we have to go to the Hunters Guild. It'll basically explain his character and his themes. So whereas Mina was a rogue, Thrash is a berserker. So he has this rage state that he can go into, where he can pick up ingredients. After 3 ingredients, he can go into this berserk-like state, where he actually goes quite fast. But you have to actually keep holding ingredients in order to keep it up. Nice. That was a decent time. My PB is 1 hour 20 minutes, 24 seconds. And that is actually the record currently.
Fine.
But you know.
Crash. Caesar.
The higher estimate is just so in case I actually do make a mistake. So Thrash basically starts out with a bunch of cool stuff. So he gets a fire pot to start out with. Well, we give him a fire pot. And he gets these fire fishes, which you did see there, me put into the dish. Which basically this overpowered ingredient. Damage boost. So he's kind of slower, he does things worse basically, but he gets some pretty cool starting equipment. He also gets this fire expertise. So if you have 4 level 3 fire gems in the dish, you'll get a bonus 50 points.
You're an inspiration.
Yeah!
This was good. This is actually a gold split. So I have thought about, in this section we have to walk to the other side of town. It could actually be faster to exit out and then go back into it, where and we'll spawn on the other side of town. So we actually just get a letter from home saying our wife is actually very ill, and we want to go try to save her by doing these certain things. So we ask for help, and they say these Yoku hearts, can cure basically anything. So we go into the dark nether realms in order to actually try to find these for our wife, because we love our wife and children. So here's the dragon, remember it earlier? Well, now it's dead.
Whew. I think it's getting hotter in here by the second.
It's the beast demonic energy coalescing.
Are we fighting demons?
Demons, monsters, there's not much difference. Keep your guard up.
Some of these creatures, they've got an evil aura. Is that normal here?
The Dark Realm is a twisted reflection of Victusia, not a reflection nonetheless. We can investigate once you've made it out of there alive.
Everything here does spawn in a specific order, and we are, you know, going best route possible. Here's where it can get a little bit iffy, as the thing here can actually dodge, and so it'll move in sporadic things, but it's dead now, so that's fine. So here's the Yoku thing. We kill this twice during the run. Once as Mina and once as Crash. We will be coming back to Mina eventually. That was weird. Alright. That's an example of one of the longer hunt sections that you could do in the minigames, but we don't do because it's long. So we come back in the morning to find out they've actually been stolen during the night. So we try to do some minigames to, you know, make ourselves feel better. Gosh, losing some inputs. So here are some of the harder puzzles, as now it actually includes cracked gems, so we can only move them a certain amount of times. Nice. So puzzles get harder, and we have to do several puzzles as Thrash.
Oi!
So now we have, these are the people that stole away the hearts, and we're having contests to try to get each heart back. For each battle we win, we'll get a heart back. The first two battles are really quite simple. All it requires is basically going out here, grabbing the one theme ingredient that we basically need, and then putting it in our dish, essentially.
Huzzah!
Because, you know, Firefish is actually really amazing. Our Berserk will run off soon. We won't be a towering, scary person soon. Look at that demonic eye. Those demonic eyes. There we go.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, we did it. Actually, also a gold hit. Nice. Worried about our wife. Go on, check on for updates. So unfortunately now we do have to do another 2-minute section. Because we go to this person here, and she's going to find out information about the crew while we do the cooking for her. But good thing we do a great job doing the cooking for her, since we don't need to do any cooking. Hey. Nice section to stretch. Relax a second. There's nothing really cool to show off here, other than there is actually a bin over here. And we can do some walking. Appreciate some of their faces. Hey, this person has a twin here. It's just me. Just me, there's a twin. So we're going to proceed to fight each of the different circus crew members that stole away our hearts, so we can save our wife.
Oh, nah.
Yeah, there's nothing really to say in this section. Can't really do anything. I'll take a second to say that the community of this game is actually really amazing. We have our own Discord, where we talk frequently. There's daily challenges that we can do in this game, where there'll be a different loadout, and we all compete to get the highest scores. And the developers are actually on the Discord, and they're really nice. And there's a huge update of this game coming soon. So if you are coming back to this game, get excited, because things are going to change, and the developers of the game have been teasing the update for a long time, so it should be soon. Okay, nice. So now we're going over to do some puzzling, which this is one of the harder puzzles in the these are some of the more harder puzzles in the game. Okay. So yeah, basically what happened there is we tried to, create some dishes to maybe help him out, but they weren't nice. So this time we're getting 2 lantern fruit and 2 lap lizard parts. and we're going to use the one of the first times we're going to use the oven. The oven is the equipment store on the far left, and all ovens will do something if you put something in them over time. This oven upgrades gems over time, but not only that, it'll upgrade fire gems faster than any other gem, but it'll only upgrade fire gems. That's the drawback of it. So 2 Vat Lizard parts and our gem. So, we got our Lap Lizard bag, we got our lantern fruit here, we got a second lantern fruit here. We have the theme ingredients. No, we just put both of those in there. That's a bad thing. So here's where I actually just started to make a mistake. And I'll have to put this in here. Okay, so I have to actually go pick up another one because I made a mistake. My bad. Okay. Rip run. Made mistake. Wait, did I not? Excuse me. Missed a game. I picked that up. Okay, so this is going to be a really slow segment. But at least we're definitely not going to lose it. That's unfortunate. We were actually on quite a good pace.
Resplendent. Pure jubilation.
'Tis heavenly. Marvelous.
Nice. So we did thrash her, no pun intended. But it was just to be safe because I did mess up. In reality, the oven wouldn't have cooked things as long if I didn't mess up, so we wouldn't have had as high level stuff, etc, etc. So here we're super worried about our wife and our pacing around, and then Kieran, best girl, fight me, comes into the room to try to calm him down. And saying you should go to sleep. And the last circus member has turned up, and he's over here. And I do have to remember to change equipment and such.
A fight? Alright.
So here is where we're mainly going to abuse the combo plan. And because we're so angry about our wife, through the power of love, we're going to permanently enrage. See that little love heart there? Okay, you didn't see it. I clicked past it. Alright, so stuff in here starts to cook up. We need one of you. One of you. One in here. We need these squiggle parts because they're the theme ingredient. To us, this match is probably one of the most complex. Need both of those. Nice. Okay, so go back in there and then just pick up these two little things here. Nice. Okay, so... and then make sure I don't... Nope. Mess up like I have done. And then I'm just gonna wait for a second. Alright. Okay, I did mess up for a second there, but it is okay. Give that to her. Put that in there, put that in there. Put that in there. Wait, I did mess up. Well, I'm pretty sure I messed up this particular dish, but let's see if we still get it.
Bewitching flavors.
It is a possible chance that he did get quite a low score.
Ugh,
This is really
so
unfortunate.
tasteless.
Don't worry about that one. We'd never actually need it.
Tis heavenly. Stupendous.
Ew.
Okay, so they're getting 479,
Resplendent.
which is kind of high. But we still destroy them? Yeah, okay, we destroy them. They can get up to 600. That's why I was really scared there. Yeah, my opponent there can actually get up to 600 points. So I usually like to get around 599. So we've got all the heart ingredients back, got away overnight, and now we got the cure, and we're going over to cure our wife. I hope it'll turn out okay. But the whole time we haven't actually been doing Brigade matches, we've been doing just random off the grid stuff, so yeah, it's a dramatic moment. I'll just... She's okay! Yay! Yes, his name is Dio. And he is the hardest boss fight you'll have. Well, I mean, no, it's not. Rixel's harder, but you know. It's going to be the next Dio in, you know, part 9 of the series. It's predicted, you know. Okay, we're doing a little contest against our wife because we are. Which we basically use the same ingredients, except this time it's tucker berries instead of the squiggle pieces. So we kill them instead. But of course we're not actually in mega state, so things are slow. Alright, so... And I do need to upgrade at least one fire. Put the tackleberry in, put the tackleberry in, put that in, hand this to one person, put this here and here to cook up, and that's another dish.
Yummy!
My favorite.
Tis heavenly.
She's actually got a really, she actually got a really high score for what she usually gets. Wait, did?
Yes.
Okay, got scared for a second there.
Thrash, but if you let.
Okay. Now here's the final section. We go back to Mina and confront, we find out Rixel, this person that's been around, but we haven't seen him around because we've not been doing all the other little stuff that you can do in this game. This person called Rixel, is actually behind it all. Spoilers, yeah, he's behind it all. So we go off to kill him into the Dark World, and we have to kill the Roku again, as Mina this time. Basically, the majority of this fight is trying to stun lock the Roku. They lay eggs and such, and that was actually a really nice kill. It's Yoku, not Roku. Ah, well. Riku! Hey, you know, it's not a crow, it's a giant steel bird. Just to showcase my actual mashing skills there. So here's a new strat that I figured out yesterday. Sorry, I am focusing.
That's it. Cool.
Okay, that's unfortunate. That's... Okay. Actually, pick up the dish correctly. And hand that in there. So this is the final judging section. Hello! You're tuning in for the ends.
Delicious.
So this isn't quite a record, but we actually got a pretty great time here.
The flavor, it's outstanding.
Assuming this does actually all work as planned. It stupidly should do.
Exactly what I wanted.
Time is coming up on the final victory page when, I'll say
My
now, of course, but...
congratulations.
Exceptional.
He actually got a really low score as well, so that was nice. And we got a really high score. So, 3, 2, 1, and... time. That was great. 21-24.
I strip you of all stations and titles.
Yeah, here.
You
That's
are
how you
hereby
beat Rixel.
banished from the Brigade and its satellite institutions.
And that's the run. Yeah. Russ is just talking about it afterwards. I'm ready to turn